today we're focusing on the 3 things that you need before you start investing in yet another productivity or organizational tool. Okay, we're going to talk about tools, systems, and accountability. When I work with my clients, or if I'm trying to achieve something big, we have a tendency to sometimes think that that needs to be completely on our own. And when we do that, when we don't share or try to have accountability around what we're looking to achieve, we end up talking ourselves out of doing it. It's, we avoid it or avoid failing, or the perception of what success will feel like. We don't know what that feels like, or maybe we do and we're scared to go to that next level. So if you are somebody that is struggling to get to that next phase, I've been there. Putting yourself in a situation where accountability is key can help drive you over that hump of stalling out. What does this look like? So there was research done, and they noticed that accountability for a goal actually helped people had a 95% rate of achieving their goal if they had accountability. But the accountability had to look a certain way. And what's interesting is that sometimes in corporate organizations, especially, I see people getting assigned accountability partners. The thing is that your accountability partner, you need to feel like they actually do want you to succeed. So what that looks like is asking questions. What that looks like is following up. What that also looks like is literally holding you accountable when you don't hit what you did. I have an accountability partner. We get together on the phone at 8 o'clock every Monday. It's a great way to start the week. It was rough in the beginning, but it's been a great way to start the week. And what we talk about are the top 3 things we want to achieve that week. So the goal is to keep ourselves on track. We have certain goals that we're pursuing this year, specifically in our businesses. So we have these conversations every Monday at 8 o'clock in the morning. We alternate who calls. And that's helpful because it holds us accountable. So as you are looking to move your life along, accountability is key. And it needs to be accountability with people that you genuinely feel want the best for you and will follow up and ask questions and have the mental space to do this. It's important. So accountability is number 1 if you're looking to move to that next level of your life. Number 2 is systems over goals. Systems are important. Goals give us direction. Systems get us to our destination. Letting yourself solely rely on motivation to get stuff done is not sustainable, especially for most people, especially if you have ADHD, autism, neurodivergent in any way, trauma, overwhelm, burnout. Momentum is key. So you get momentum from systems. What systems you need to be successful? Another system that I use is I plan out my week on Sundays. I have a process that I go through. What was completed, what was not completed, what worked this week, what didn't work this week. The Full Focus Planner does a great job of this. It's one example. So that's a system that I use to figure out where I am in relation to my goals. And it puts me on a path to go into the week with momentum, and it closes down the current week. It's a great process to follow. So that's a system. Now we get into tools. Tools are not systems. You figure out what system needs to be true first, and then you figure out what tools fit within that system. So if you are somebody that is constantly buying subscriptions to new tools in hopes that it'll hit, that's not the way to go. Figuring out what type of system works for you, and then figuring out what tool makes sense to complement that system. So for me, planning out my week, it makes sense to utilize the Full Focus Planner because every single week it has a weekly review and it goes through key questions. That is a tool. that complements a system. If you are looking to get your graduate degree, if you are looking to be a kinder, more thoughtful, and grounded parent, any of these types of goals, more focused at work, getting a promotion, you need to be able to do those three things. Now, what's interesting about accountability and goals is that a lot of times we're told, don't broadcast your goals outbound. Don't do it. And I agree with that to some extent. Well, Kristina, what about the accountability? Yes, you find somebody that will be able to be an accountability partner that is not going to be broadcasting your goals or crapping on them. Would I wave my sales goals or my membership goals all over LinkedIn? Probably not. That doesn't make sense for my business, but also that's not what I'm here for. Those goals stay with my accountability people that are driving me, helping me, lifting me up, encouraging me, and also holding me accountable. I've got a community of people that I reach out to that I'm a member of that help me move along the way. So finding your group of people, it may not be your friends, it may not be your family, it could be a group of people online that are in a similar journey in entrepreneurship, in career development, in parenthood, in dating, in friendship. And so these groups will help you get there. You find a good one, you share what you're looking to achieve, you learn from each other, you hold each other accountable, you celebrate with us, you celebrate with them, and you're able to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work. Focus on accountability, systems over goals, and what tools will get you there. The first two, accountability and systems, is what I recommend first. Figure out where you want to go. We'll figure out how we're going to get you there with the system. And then we move on to tools. Because we often put tools first instead of identifying what we really want to achieve.